So good morning, this is TRIQUETRA. So regarding Anha's current situation, we have identified a general problem in the manual system and hereby propose the implementation of the Enterprise Resource Planning System, ERP. So we also have advice for Anha's to plan for future expansion. So disadvantages of the manual system include inefficiency, and which implies more labor time and higher costs. So it is also disparate, so which increases the learning costs for employees, so while being more prone to errors and forging. So with the integrated database of ERP, however, you will eliminate those problems and achieve standardization, which is desired by any organization that plans to expand. So to be specific, these were concerns in the following areas. So first, in the supply chain management, one of those concerns is that the local individual suppliers occasionally supply products of quality that is undesired by customers. So by establishing basic standards and entering product information into the ERP, filtering is possible. So meanwhile, we could also utilize the Anha's knowledge from the academy and farm branches to distribute digital manuals and even tutorial videos for the unqualified suppliers. And as such, the customer experience can be improved while the Anha can embody the idea of conscious capitalism to educate and boost the local community. So second, when the quality assurance of supplier ends is fulfilled, we could perform quality control at Anha's ends. So with the integrated inventory in ERPs, Anha's can easily monitor the ins and outs of the stock while discarding the goods that fail to keep up with the quality standard for customer satisfaction. So the sales records can be directly linked to the accounting in the ERP, bring more efficient administration process. So third, the ERP can also help the HR management. Anha should establish the standard procedures and have printed user manuals around to guide the workers and provide video training where applicable. Then we could test the employees with digital tests and record a score as reference of their capability in the ERP system. And as such, a more consistent worker performance can be achieved, which customer can be benefit of. And what's more, the administrative functions such as staff scheduling and a payoff can be easily performed through ERP, which once again bring greater efficiency.
Finally, with all data collected in the ERP, accounting can be done easily. The system can generate consolidated financial view through the data visualization for executive of Anha to better allocate business resources, identify areas for improvement, and plan for future expansion. So let's dive into feasibility analysis. Technical issues can be addressed through assistance from the user community. Economic-wise, due to Anha's nature of a social enterprise and a relatively small scale of operation, we recommend using open source ERP to cut costs. Lastly, regarding operational feasibility, as most of the employees in Anha are their students, they are early adopters craving for practical knowledge in the digital era, and we believe that they would embrace the transition. And as online orders become more prevalent, we believe transitioning to a digitized business model is inevitable for easier business management. Digitization also facilitates data communication with other parties for future collaborations. Therefore, the project is scalable. In the future, with aids from the ERP, Anha can promote a cashless community. However, customer habits can be hard to change. So we propose a pilot changeover, starting from the more open-minded students. Since the school does not encourage the use of mobile devices, we recommend issuing stored value cards, SVC, with students' information stored in the ERP. At Anha Smart and Restaurant, install readers to facilitate SVC payments. This is more secure than the current way of entrusting money to teachers, and transaction errors can be reduced. Gradually, Anha can build foundation for online shopping, which is electronic payments in the local community. And to conclude, with our proposed digitization solution, Anha can prepare for the era of online shopping by becoming by becoming more digitized, third-party delivery service will be attracted to the local community. Alternatively, NHA can install self-pickup panels for customers to flexibly pick up their goods, which is a current trend. Thank you.
For the presentation, but now we can start for the Q&A sessions with the judges. So judges, if you have any questions, you can start. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Doni. I think I have one question here regarding your plan on the online. Can you go back to your slides on the online part? Yeah. No, the last one before. Yeah. So why don't you go into this space and rather go into the cart usage? I mean, with this COVID-19 and so on, do you think that going online shopping is also relevant as a solution for maybe the customers can jump into this model right away? What do you think?
Online shopping is already a very big trend in the near future and recently, and I think COVID-19 is also making it even more common because people will prefer not to go physically shopping due to the risk, and therefore I think NHA should really embrace this opportunity to start developing the online shopping business, and start thinking how to deliver the products, such as luring in the third-party delivery service or installing self-pickup panels, which is online shopping. In online shopping, and a very important element is the delivery, because they are not physically shopping there. And
yeah. And I think your solution for self pickup is a good idea as well. Yeah, I mean, it's more community based customers, right? People that surrounding the complex that will use this facility as well. And okay, one more thing about the card. Why do you choose card instead of, let's say, a biometric? Like finger ID, fingerprint ID, or face ID, or things like that. Why do you use card? Because I think the customers here, if we talk about the students, they may or may not have place to put a card as well. Yeah, so I don't know why do you choose that?
Do you mean the stored value cards?
Yeah, the stored value card. Okay. Why you?
So, we have considered the use of some mobile electronic payments apps, but since the school is not encouraging students to bring their electronic devices during school days, I think it's better we distribute a stored value card. And I think this is also a very common practice among schools like universities in Hong Kong. The student ID card also have the function of storing a certain amount of budgets in it for printing purpose or even other daily purpose. And I think another concern is about the cost. I think stored value cards would cost less compared to developing a new app or whatnot. And I think gradually with this pilot changeover, if this stored value card is seeing its success, the people is more adopting the new habits of using electronic payments, then we can start transitioning to using those electronic apps and maybe have some potential collaborations with them to distribute some electronic coupons.
Okay. So this is a more like a chip-based e-money, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
The value is in the card, okay. Sure. Okay, maybe other judges?
Hi, I'm Mavis. Yeah, so adding on to the question on like the cashless community, I noticed that you wrote that customer habit can be hard to change for this cashless community. So can you just elaborate on what do you think will be like the potential challenges having the students to change to use onboard your store value card, or like having a pilot changeover? What is the potential difficulties of having the people to onboard that?
It's a very common, I think it's a very common issue in information system is about a cold start. Of this system requires a number of users for it to become successful. And I think at start, people may not be used to using the new electronic payment method. And therefore, I think distributing stored value card is a better way because you are basically enforcing them a new thing instead of having them choose to download a mobile payment app. And so I think this is a more easily acceptable way for them. Then we can gradually change their habit. But yeah, I think customer habit is really hard to change. It's a common knowledge in marketing. And that's why we adopt pilot changeover in the first place, because we think that students are the more open-minded ones. They are the early adopters of new technologies, and we can use them as a demonstration to the surrounding community to show that online shopping and cashless community can work. Thank you.
Right, okay, can, sure. Also, I would like to ask something about like the feasibility slide. Yeah. So you mentioned that the feasibility portion wise, the technical solution will be to actually have open source because of cost issues, right? Right. So on top of like feasibility, like cost issues, is there any other like potential issues that you may see encounter, such as like training up the people for it, etc.? What is another possible difficulty that you may actually face here?
I think training costs would definitely be one of the concern for most, I guess, departments, because for Anher academy, for Anher the restaurant, the supermarket, they all use manual system. So if you suddenly change it to a digital system, an ERP, then there would definitely be some cost to train them to accommodate the new functions. But we also want to focus on the benefits. If in the long run, the usage of an ERP system could bring greater benefit, then in the long run, it would be economically feasible.
And I want to add on that is that 80% of the employees in Anher are students, and we have mentioned that students, we think they are the early adopters, they are more open-minded and they can easily adapt to the new changes in this menu to digital system. And yeah, I think that's how we can tackle the issue of a higher training.
Right. Thank you very much. Thank you. I think that's all from me. Any other judges?
Akbar here. One question for me. You have a statement for customer customer habit can be hard to change. May I know what the fundamental reason for customer habit can be hard to change? Thank you.
Is it's really hard to explain. It's just a very statistical truth. That customer habits can be hard to change is a psychological fact. That is established in the marketing studies, I think. And yeah, I think this is generally true, and that's why the IS expert has established the way of pilot changeover to deal with this problem.
Okay, thank you so much, TRIQUETRA, for the great presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Our time is, we've run out of time. Thank you so much for the great presentation. And